Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Modeling League Spike Magazine Trophy. We're in the penultimate week of regulation. It's week number 8. It is a very important week for these coaches tonight. Some teams have already been eliminated from the competition, but that does not mean these games don't matter. It is the middle competition of the season. These teams that will not be able to make the cut are still looking for some SPP, maybe putting bringing the pain to some teams they may see in the Dungeon Bowl, but still playing for a spot in the Blood Bowl. They need to build out their teams, maybe come back again in the Dungeon Bowl, try to earn a spot, and we've got not one, not two, but 3 games tonight. It's a triple header, and we're going to get started in Division C. Tonight, we're going to have the Goodest Boys Strike Back versus Entanglements, Old Gamer Mike versus Con Kill. We've got Necro versus Imperial Nobility. Why don't we take a look at the standings before we take a look at the 2 teams in game number 1 this evening. In Division A, currently in first place are the NC Snakes, coached by Move. They're a Dark Elf team. They're 5-1-0. They're followed by MAML Nightmare, coached by Festoon. They're in second. They're a Necro Horror team. They're 4-2-0. And the Tizork Savage Boys are in third. That's Tizzle Bizzle's Orc team. They're 3-3-0. If you are welcome everybody to the stream. C says 3 games, sleeping's overrated anyway. Moo says, isn't Fest doing at 17 after he won his game earlier? Did I miss a game that got played? If so, I'll punch it in during the opening ceremonies of the game. All right, I'll double check. But if you're unfamiliar with our league format, we have 3 divisions in this competition. The structure of the competition depends on how many teams registered to play. 3 divisions in this competition, 9 weeks of regulation with 1 week being a bye week. That means every team is going to play 8 games in regulation. The top 2 teams from each of the divisions will make the cut to top 8 after week 9. And then if you take all the remaining teams from all 3 divisions, the top 2 out of that list will take the final 2 spots in the top 8 as well. So very, very important week for a lot of these teams here this evening. Over in Division B, in first place, none other than the Pip Stars, coached by Dead Fred. They're a Lizard team. They're 5-1-1. With the Believe Broncos, coached by BB Nut, in second place, they're an undefeated Nurgle team. They're 5-1-0. And Odin and Snuffle, coached by Clypheus, they're in third. They're a Norse team. They're 4-2-1. We're in Division C for the game this evening, and the first place team is up. It's the Goodest Boys Strike Back, coached by Old Gamer Mike. They're a Necro team. They are undefeated with a record of 4-2-0, playing their 7th game here in regulation. The Fishy Fiends in second place. I have to play them this week. That's Ajax's Chaos Renegade team. They're 4-1-1. And Philosopher's Song in third. Spire's Lizardman team. They're 4-0-2. Unfortunately, Entanglements has been eliminated from the competition. But again, these games still matter for SPP if we're going to see Entanglements come back for the Dungeon Bowl. Perhaps not. Maybe Conkill comes back with a brand new team. maybe Conkill doesn't come back at all. But if they're going to bring Entanglement, if they're going to have another opportunity to play Entanglements in the Dungeon Bowl, that's our 3rd open competition later in the season, and that means all these star player points, they matter, right? Star player points matter a ton. You're trying to kit out that team. You're trying to get it to where you want it to be, so that you can field that winning team for the Blood Bowl. Very important to understand in a game of Blood Bowl. Some teams or some factions do better at lower TVs. Some do better at higher TVs. So it's interesting to see how these teams get kitted out. But enough about that. Let's talk about the 2 teams tonight here. Old Gamer Mike. The Goodest Boys Strike Back, coached by Old Gamer Mike. They're going to be the home team this evening. 13 players on the roster. Unfortunately, they're going to be down one of their ghoul runners. That's Pug Johnson, number 7, out with an injury this week. That brings their team value to 1,415,000 gold. They have 2 werewolves, 2 flesh golems, 2 wraiths, just the 1 ghoul runner, and a bunch of linemen, 5 dedicated fans, and 3 rerolls. They're going to be up against the Imps of Entanglements. 12 on the roster for this team. That brings their TV to 1,360,000 gold. That's 55,000 gold in petty cash going to the Imperial Nobility team tonight. I could think of a good use for that. some delicious pies, perhaps. Ajax the Riot, welcome to the stream. Electric Fan says he'll be back. That's the thing about Knots, they stay. Well, that's good to hear. 2 blitzers on the roster here. Number 1 and number 2. There's 3 of the 4 bodyguards on the roster. 1 thrower. I'm sorry, he has all 4 bodyguards on the roster. 1 thrower and a bunch of linos. 1 apothecary. 3 dedicated fans. 3 rerolls. How are these 2? They're not going anywhere. How are these 2 teams going to play tonight? The Necro team, we've talked about it before. They have just 3 ball carriers on this roster. The 2 werewolves and the ghoul runner, number 8 here, the rookie Jones Chihuahua. These are the 3 players that can effectively carry the ball. Why is that? The linemen, very slow and poor agility. The flesh golems, very slow and poor agility. The wraiths simply have no hands. So it comes down to these 3 pieces. If they are removed from the pitch, the Goodest Boys Strike Back are going to have a real bad time tonight. The 2 werewolves, these are the stars of the show. I think lots of great positionals on a Necro team, but these 2 werewolves are really the stars. Lots of speed with that MA of 8. They have Claw. They're treating everybody's armor value tonight as if it's an 8+. They have Frenzy. They both have Block. They both have Dodge. They both have Tackle. So they are blodgers, and they negate the dodge skill on their opponents. And they're chucking probably 4 dice. If they're lucky, 6 dice on their blocks. The difficulty, of course, is that they have to follow up due to Frenzy. And with such important pieces, with these being just 3 effective ball carriers on your roster, you do, of course, want to be taking the blitz with the werewolves, or at least a block with the werewolf where you can. But then they have to follow up. Maybe they're in a bad spot, and now you're looking at a 3+ dodge to get away to safety. It can be a little tricky to run a Necro team. Old Gamer Mike, of course, doing a fantastic job of it here in week 8, undefeated, has not lost a single game, all competition long, has a great kit here with the Flesh Golems with Mighty Blow, the 2 Wraiths with Mighty Blow and Guard. This is absolutely fantastic. These Wraiths are the blitzers on the roster. They have Block, they have Mighty Blow and Guard. They also come with Sidestep. These Wraiths can be a real nuisance. Sidestep, so of course they want to be blitzing if the werewolves aren't blitzing, that is, and if they go in on the blitz, or even if they take a mark, first you have to worry about the foul appearance, right? If your opponent wants to block them away, they have to roll a d6 on a 1. They lose that block or they lose that blitz. The other problem, of course, is sidestep. Let's say you get a push out of it. The Wraith can still stay on you. That sidestep means that Old Gamer Mike gets to decide where this piece goes, and it doesn't have to be pushed back. It can be any adjacent spot. Lots of Mighty Blow on this roster. That Guard can come into good use if those Wraiths stay tight. You often see Wraiths on the outside of the line being the nuisance pieces as tight ends. If they stay tight to the line, they can, or to the corner of the cage, they can really be a great asset on this roster with the Guard skill. Lots of speed on the Ghoul Runner, of course, but it is a rookie. He doesn't have Pug Johnson, so he's just relying basically on the speed and the dodge skill of Jones Chihuahua tonight. Needs to keep all 3 players safe. It's going to be up against the Imperial Nobility team. What is their gimmick? What is their trick? What do they do? They are a pitch control team. So a decent speed on these blitzers. These are the very important players on this roster. They have catch, they have block, they have dodge, they have sidestep, they have jump up. They don't lose that 3 MA when they stand back up. Very, very, very important pieces on this roster, but the control comes with the linemen and the bodyguards, right? These linemen all have fend. If you block a lineman, you're not allowed to follow up. And the bodyguards, they have stand firm and they have wrestle, right? So stand firm lets them stay right where they are. Wrestle says on a both down result, both players get knocked down. It's not a turnover, it's not an armor break, but it's an easy way to get another die face when you're on defense to try to knock down perhaps a key piece for the offense. Very good. These control teams are very, very good at stalling out the opposing team. The problem with that is that you really got to be on point with your formations and your positioning in order to make the most effective use of these control skills. Having a lineman out in the middle of nowhere that you can't follow up against, who cares, right? But having a lineman holding down the fort, exerting tackle zones that you need to get through, not allowing you to follow up, that's a big deal, right? Having 4 bodyguards always stand firm, that's a big deal. And then the blitzers, of course, will come in. They'll be the harassment pieces on defense. They'll be the ones shooting for those blitzes. They may even be the ball carriers on offense. They are the speedy players on the roster. Very, very important. But unlike the Necro team, losing these blitzers does not mean Entanglements out of the game, right? The gimmick, it's not a gimmick, but their strategy is all about control. And they still have that even if they lose those blitzers. Again, Very important part on this roster, not the least of which is because they are the fastest and they're the only players with the block skill. But if Conkill can lean into that control game and really have impeccable positioning, they can come out ahead today, right? Those werewolves, those ghouls, they've got to get through tackle zones. It can be made a little easier with the werewolves with Frenzy, but if you're going to put a Fen player in that spot, maybe not so easy, right? Oh, do I see a kicker on the roster? I do see a kicker. Black Mamba, the number 10 zombie. Kicker for the Necro team. Looks like Entanglements is going to be on offense. What did they pick up in the inducement phase? They picked up a keg. So their KO rolls are going to be a 3+ instead of a 4+. Move said, I want her back on my team. She's found a... Look, she got a better deal. Got a better deal with the Goodest Boys Strike Back. She likes her new position as kicker. She's, you know... He should have kept her. Here's the kick. Oh, it's a blitz. It's a 6-man blitz for the defense. Do I have this backwards? I do have this backwards. 6-man blitz for the defense. Chevrons, the formation for the defense here, trying to screen out the Necro team. And now they're applying early pressure on the ball here. 6 unmarked players get to activate here before turn 1. It's important to note that this is not a turn, so Conkill will not be able to, not be able to spend team rerolls. And what a great start to the game. Oh no, come on Apothecary, save the day. Oh no. Oh boy. Turn one for the Goodest Boys. Oh, went for the rush. Failed the rush, couldn't re-roll this, and lost one of those 2 important blitzers. There you are, Michael Boland. Let's see your stats, even though you're not playing this game. Oh, 16 for 16 on rushes. Not anymore, you're not. Turn 1 for the Goodest Boys. Ajax the Riot says, rushing in a MAML match? You tempted Nuffle too much. You know the rules, and you broke them. Ball kicked to the 12-yard line here. Goodest Boys caging up the ball. Here's a blitz by Sam Corkington. Double pals against the rookie lineman here. 8+ break armor. Should have gotten drunk before rushing, much more reliable. That's right. That's right. If you're a drunkard, all your rushes guaranteed to work. Takes a mark with the werewolf. Festoon lowering the failure rate from 900% to just a paltry 99%. Is that even fair? He's rooting for this Necro offense. 2-die block against Towns square knot. That's going to be a stand firm on the push. And now a 2-die against Bull Noose. This will be a push. I'm sorry, this will be a stand firm. Eridus, welcome to the stream. Eridus demanding death. All right, there was a game Moob said got played. Let me look that up. Double skulls here. Reroll is going to be spent. Goodest Boys down to 2 rerolls. They get a push against the bodyguard, but again, this bodyguard's going to stand firm. Moob, was it Festoon's game? Is that what you said I'm missing? Let me see here. Well, would you look at that? I am missing that. plug that in. All right, got that sorted. Fail the ball pickup here on the 3+ is going to keep the result. The ball's going to bounce one space forward. Will Entanglements try to form a scrum around this ball? We'll see. Turn 1 now for Entanglements. They're already down a player, one of their blitzers. One-man player advantage for the offense right now. Failed the foul appearance roll on that Wraith. It is so obnoxious when it happens to you, but so awesome when it's your Wraith. Remember, that foul appearance roll fails. You refuse to take the block. They're just too disgusting. And that means if you declare the blitz, because you have to declare the blitz at the beginning of your turn. So you declare the blitz, then you try to blitz the Wraith, you fail the foul appearance roll, you can no longer block them, and you've lost your blitz for the turn. Good armor break here on the left side of the line. Gets a stun. Two-die block on the line against Nice Biscuits. Takes the push here rather than the wrestle. And that'll be it with 2 seconds left on the clock. That'll be the end of the turn. Top of the second now for the Goodest boys. Still don't have control of the ball. It's now on their own 10-yard line. Two-die blitz to get the turn started. Sam Corkington on the blitz. Got the POW. It's an 8+, remember. Claw treats everyone as an 8+. Gets a stun out of this. Well done. Has to follow up due to frenzy. But a good position for the werewolf here. The werewolf not marked, so free to continue moving. A blitz is a move and a block all in one turn. And you can continue your movement after the blitz, provided you have movement points left. Double skulls on the line. Spends another reroll to get out of this. Gets a stand firm as the result. One reroll left for the Necro team. One minute, 1 second remaining for the Goodest boys. Trying to figure out where they want to end up and keep this ball safe. Ajax the Riot rooting for the Goodest boys. Here's a two-die block on the left side of the line. They're going to get a POW out of this against Bull Noose. They're looking for an 8+ with Mighty Blow. They don't get it. I think it's only fair with the corrected standings here. MAML Nightmare are in first place with their win. They're 5-2-0. 17 points for MAML Nightmare. Knockdown against Towns Square Knot. Didn't get the armor break. I feel like I have a ton to do, and I don't really have a ton to do. There will be a time in the near future where I have a ton to do. But right now I don't. I don't know why I feel like I do. Did I block? You ever feel that way? Like you're just like, I got stuff to do. But then you think about it, you're like, there's literally nothing to do. I mean, it's not literally, but there's nothing pressing that needs to be done. 3+ pickup works out here for Jones Chihuahua. Can't imagine they're going to move the ball to the opposing 2-yard line, but maybe they will. Oh, they're going to move it to their own 2-yard line over in the right wide zone. Goodest boys on the bonus clock. Had a couple of spots. There was a cage set up here, of course. Also a cage set up here. But the front corners of these already marked, so not ideal to give those blocks back that could allow the blitz against the ball carrier. So really didn't want to go there, but could have maybe set up here and had movement options. Still not in a bad spot where the ball is right now. But shifting a little to the right here with both werewolves over in that right wide zone. Oh yeah, I gotta be careful. Now that the telestrator's fixed. The first use of the fixed telestrator code broke the whole game. It didn't actually break the game, but there was a game bug that occurred. So I gotta be careful. If I have to fix something else, I might just knock out power on the entire eastern seaboard. 2-9 block against Raish. The number 6 Wraith gets a POW out of this. Looking for the 9+. Entanglements. Trying to fish for, trying to take their blocks, fish for armor breaks like this. Got the KO. Well done. 10v10 on the pitch. Be able to keep that pressure up while still keeping their formation in check. By having these players, these linemen and these bodyguards in key positions, it can be real tough to get past the defense. Entanglements getting very aggressive here. They're taking their marks, going for the 2-die against the Strength 4 Flesh Golem and got the POW out of this. Needs a 10+ to break armor. Doesn't get it. 9+ considered average, 10+ a little tough. Seconds on the clock now for Entanglements. They take a 1-die against Nice Biscuits over on the left side. They get a push out of this. Decide not to follow up here against the zombie. The zombie only has a strength, a movement of 4. They're very, very slow. If they try to get away, the number 7 lineman can very easily catch them. A 2-die uphill on the werewolf gets a push out of this. Will not follow. Well, maybe he will follow up. I don't think he will. And no follow up here. Push the werewolf away. And that'll be the turn. Turn 3 now for the Goodest boys. Took the 2-die uphill. Understanding just how important these werewolves are to this roster. Coming up after this game at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, so that's about an hour and 45 minutes from now. We're going to have the NC Snakes versus Dream and Wish Foundation, Moob versus Nick Satan. That's going to be Dark Elves versus Halflings. And then an hour from then at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we have the Tizork Savage Boys versus the World of Cheese, Tizzle Bizzle versus James Lake Snacks. That's going to be Orcs versus Pro Elves. POW here on the block. At the line, broke armor on a bodyguard, got a stun out of it. This is going to be how a lot of this drive plays out here. Just fishing for armor breaks, trying to find a lane through this defense. Double POWs against Yvonne. Cross stitch might do it. Another armor break. Got the KO. Well done. Back to a 1-man player advantage for the Necro team. Very well done. A blitzer and a bodyguard off the pitch. Now the blitz. 2-die blitz. Gets the knockdown. Unless he's looking to push a player out of position, he could have taken the push, got another well, what do we do? 1-die block. Could have taken another 1-die block, though, to get 2 pushes. But got the knockdown. Another armor break. Gets a stun out of this. He may very well be able to convert on this. There'll be a 2-die block coming up against Pat Cloverhitch. That is a both standing result unless the final reroll is spent, and it will not be. Going to move the ball downfield regardless, and now the ball is on the opposing 10-yard line. The rookie Jones Chihuahua all by their lonesome now, as much of the Entanglements team is currently marked. There's a 3+ dodge by Pat Cloverhitch. We'll see if that'll be the blitz. Without an assist, it'll be a 1-die blitz. So the Necro team with some speed. Again, those Werewolves are MA8. The Ghoul Runners an MA7. Early in the half here, moving that ball downfield. Under a minute to play for Entanglements. Warmaster, welcome to the stream. Warmaster says, what up, MAML game? Hey, we'll warm up the Telestrator of Death. We already did, but we'll do it again. So if this werewolf, right, if this werewolf here moves up here, and then slides over here, then moves around to here, then I think he dies. 18 seconds to go in turn 3 here for the defense. Hush you. There's the mark. There's the mark for the 2-die blitz. It's going to be a 3+ to dodge away. There it is. 2-die blitz on the ball carrier. It's a push unless a reroll is spent. He's going to spend the reroll hunting for that knockdown. Got the POW here. An 8+ would be huge. Didn't get the armor break. Will the ball stay on the pitch? It will. And the ball on the 10-yard line on Entanglements 10-yard line on the right sideline went in for the pickup. And now Pat Cloverhitch in possession of the ball. Very well done. Very, very well done. This is not the replay. We get to see the other blitzer die again. Turn 4 now for the Goodest boys. So sent the rookie Ghoul Runner up there undefended. And Entanglements capitalized on it. Now they have possession of the ball in the hands of their fastest player, Pat Cloverhitch. This is a blodger with sidestep. It can be very, very difficult to knock this player down. Those werewolves with tackle will be key against this blitzer. Tackle will negate the dodge skill. Otherwise, Old Gamer Mike's looking for a POW. And if he doesn't get the POW, if he gets something that's a push, Pat Cloverhitch could just sidestep away to safety. Here's the blitz. 2-die blitz. Gets a push. Gets a push. He'll get pushed over to the right into the uphill, and that's going to be another push. Warmaster says if it's not the Telestrator, it's the replay. So another push here on the blitz, and the ball carrier will remain on their feet. 2 marks on the ball carrier right now. .30 seconds to go here in turn 4 for the Goodest boys. Clypheus, welcome to the stream. Two-die block over in no man's land back at the line of scrimmage. It's going to get the knockdown here. There's the armor break with the boot to the face. Gets a stun. Final turn of the first quarter coming up. The defense in possession of the ball on their own 14-yard line just inside the right wide zone. 2 werewolves marking the ball carrier. 3+ dodge away to a potential handoff. I don't know if he's going to hand off. He's got it in the hands of a fast player. I don't know how he keeps it safe from the werewolves, though. He's going to have to position some players here after some important dodges, I think. Or, I mean, maybe he shoots down this way. I don't know. I would think he's going to come out this way, but I don't know who can protect him. One minute down in the turn as Conkill considers their options. All right, looks to be shooting over to the left here. We'll try to get behind this protective unit over on the left side. Clivey says, blitzers don't need any protection. There it goes. Got behind the unit on the left side here, just barely. Now a 1-die against Merrick, the rookie lineman. Over on the right wide zone, gets a push out of this. Two-die blitz. Gets the push against Flanders, the rookie lineman. Cleffy says, he made you take that block up there in the middle of the the suspense. Very well done. Look at the protection now. He got to the middle of the... Good work! Second quarter begins here. The Goodest boys were on offense. Tried to shoot that ball downfield very quickly in the half. They paid the price for it. Now they're trying to recover the ball. Two-die block against Ali Sheepben's going to be a stand firm here. Hey, Jack says, knobs are OP. A kind sir would be proud. There's a mark on the ball carrier, so it looks like this might... Oh, boy. 1, 2, 3, 4. It might be a blitz attempt. Oh, it's a scary blitz attempt if so. So Nice Biscuits could come in on the rush on this side. Oh, didn't take the rush. Does that mean Tosa Smith? Oh, Tosa Smith is marked. Gonna come in with the Wolf. Two-die against Ali Sheetben. Really wants to get this knockdown. Got it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Double skulls on the right side of the pitch. Very important turn here. Had to spend the reroll. And that is a turnover. No blitz in turn 5. Entanglements with the ball clear right now. They're going to move down the left side of the pitch, no doubt. Well, maybe doubt, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be down the left side of the pitch. Tried to take this block over on the right side to free up a lineman. Spent the final reroll here into quad skulls. That was the turnover. Armor break for the defense. They get another removal. All tied up in the pitch, 9v9. Move says, oh wow, this is a crazy turn of events. Ajax the right says, you can't touch them. Go, Knobs, go. Clive says, wow, it's huge for the entanglements. Yes, indeed it is. Blitz declared by Pat Cloverhitch into a 2-die to get a push out of... Oh, no, gets the knockdown. I'm sorry. Oh, no. He wanted to get away from the other lineman. I think he still takes the knockdown because he's going to be marked either way. Now it's a 3+ to dodge away unless he stays right where he is. There it is. Well done. Two rushes for Pat Cloverhitch. Now the ball in the opposing 8-yard line in the left wide zone in the hands of a blodger with the 2 tackle players pretty far away. Two-die gets nice biscuits. Gets a knockdown here. 9+ breaks armor on these linemen. Ajax the Riot says Nuffle is forgiving, it seems. After that failed rush during the blitz, Nuffle has looked away. How dare you suggest you know the will of Nuffle? For none of us can know. We can only abide. Turn 6 for the Goodest boys. Who knows? Maybe Con Kill clicks in the end zone and, and the blitzer just starts to move in circles. 2-die block over the right wide zone here. Gets the knockdown against Ollie Sheepend. Boy, another Kaz to SPP on the Wraith. What is happening? Oh. My phone is connected to my computer and it just started ringing. But I thought I had notifications turned off. Ajax, how dare you! I will never buy cheerleaders again. Move says, I do like the double rush last turn with the blitzer to get in scoring range in case he gets too pressured here. Yeah, I think it was a good move. Clive says, my Brett team loved having the blitzer blitz to get out of tight spots by knocking people down and moving past. Brett Bretonian, that was basically the old version of Imps, but very similar team, another control team. I have been waiting. I have been waiting for this update for my phone. I have an Android phone. And with Android 16, no, it's not actually with Android 16. It's with whatever the graphic design package is. It's not material design. I'm going to call it material design, but there's a new graphic design package. And with that, there's like weather effects that you can put on your wallpaper. And I was like, oh, cool, I want to do that. But it didn't come with the Android 16 update. It's going to come next month. And I get super excited whenever I see there's an update for the phone. I'm like, can I finally get my dumb weather animations? there was an update today. No weather animation. Electric Man says, Android, is that a phone? It is. It is. I have the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, I think is what it's called. Turn 6 for Entanglements. They're going to move the blitzer all the way down to the opposing 22-yard line. Spy says, double snake eyes on that both down. Yeah. Yeah. Nuffle has a plan. MS Paint. Ball carrier all by their lonesome right now. Very well defended. There is Sam Corkington in range, but the blitz is the blitz is going to be on this werewolf. Only gets a push out of this. A both down would be great. Oh, double pushes on the pro roll. Spent pro to re-roll a single die. Once you re-roll a die pool in any capacity, you cannot re-roll it. So couldn't spend a team re-roll there. Could have knocked down the werewolf with the both down there with wrestle, which would have been great, because then the werewolf would have lost 3 MA standing back up. Ajax says, Nuffle? Plans? Nuffle is chaos. No plans, just chaos. That's fair. That's fair. I was in the wrong. You clearly have been reading the book of Nuffle. I apologize. Turn 7 for the Goodest Boys. Goodest Boys well marked out here. Look at the tackle zones. Definitely listen to the audiobook. 2-die against the number 1 rookie lineman over in the right wide zone will be a push. Tosa Smith, the number 3 flesh column on the block here. Can't follow up to defend. Does the ball carrier have cooties? He's just really noble. He's just snooty, right? Like, look at his regalia here. Like, he's just, like, nobody wants to deal with him. This is a guy who's going to ask to speak to your manager. You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to even bother with him. "43 seconds ago." Hidden foul appearance. 2-die on Floyd Trucker Hitch. Gets the knockdown here. Natural 8+ on the lineman, so Claws has no effect here. Lots and lots and lots of dodging with these very important werewolves to get at the ball carriers. Not going to risk it. Doesn't want to lose a werewolf to a likely failed dodge. Both down result way back behind the line of scrimmage here. Will end the turn. Turn 7 for Entanglements. I think they're going to stall this out for one more turn. And being on defense, that means you get the final turn. The Goodest Boys will not get another turn in the first half if Entanglements does indeed stall this out. And then Entanglements will be on offense to start the second half. This might mean that kicker is going to come onto the pitch and try an onside kick. We'll see if that's the case. But I can't imagine. I mean, I have to imagine that the Goodest Boys strike back are going to want to fight for this ball right out of the gate. 40 seconds to go here for Entanglements. They're going to move one space closer to the end zone. They're now on the 24, just off the left sideline. The Goodest boys are going to strike back. That's what they do. Good 3+ dodge by Town Square Knot. And now 1 die against Merrick will be a push. Charles Windsor, the thrower, on the block here. So I don't think the Goodest boys are going to even bother trying to get at this ball. Here's Sam Corrigan can get there if he wants to pray real hard. 2 die Floyd Trucker hitch is going to be a push. Looking for some SPP here before the end of the half. Also try to get a player advantage as well. Anything that'll help. They currently have a 1-man player advantage. The Goodest boys, in terms of player differential here, are in better shape. They've earned 2 casualties and 1 knockout, as opposed to their opponents just getting the 2 knockouts. Those knockouts for the Goodest boys are going to be a 3+. It's going to be a 4+ for Entanglements. And of course, the casualties are not entitled to return. Great positioning by the defense. Took advantage of the offense trying to move down pitch quickly. We're able to get the blitz on the ball carrier, recover the ball. They've kept the ball ever since, and now they have the ball safe and secure in the hands of their number 1 blitzer, the level 4 blitzer. Two die on the rookie lineman. Gets the knockdown. That'll be the turn. Turn 8 with 2 rerolls. Will Entanglements take some die rolls before scoring? I always get super nervous about it. I think Conkill's thinking about it. No, just going to shimmy into the end zone. There it is. 1-0. Entanglements take the lead at the end of the first half. They'll be on offense to start the second half of this game as well. Very well done. What did the banner say on his chest? Did that say heresy? Is this a lead into like 40K? Sorry, 30K. Electric Smith says, believe it or not, rerolls don't always work. Don't I know it? Don't I know it? So one KO did not come back for the Goodest boys. The KO did come back for Entanglements. This is at 11v9. Let's see. We've got Entanglements here with 11 minus 2 plus 1 is -1, so it'll be 10 v 11. SB Beaver, welcome to the stream. Very tight defensive formation here for the Goodest boys. They do have their kicker on the pitch. This kicker is not allowed to set up on the line or in either wide zone. You can set them up here, but if so, they're not allowed to kick. The kicker has to be set up. I'm actually one space away, but Has to be set up somewhere here in order to kick. And indeed, the kicker is parked right behind the nose tackle here. Black Mamba, the kicker. I have to imagine that the Necro team is going to try an onside kick here and try to get these speedy players onto the ball. But you would imagine they would have loaded one side of their formation with their ghouls and their werewolves. They have not done that. They have the ghoul here in the safety position. They have 2 werewolves on either side of their defensive formation. 5 on the line for the offense. The thrower naturally back to the receive with 2 wide in either wide zone. Here's the kick. Squirkle. SB says, it only took me a season of having a kicker to remember to position them correctly. I have forgotten many times. So no onside kick here for the Goodest boys. A natural kick to midfield here on the ball is going to get right under the ball. It's going to be a 4+ to receive this this kickoff by Charles Windsor, but rolled a 3 on the D3, so 6 open players on defense get to reposition. See if this results in any repositioning at all. They might spread this defense a little wider. Nope, they're going to stay. Oh, they're not done yet. They're going to activate everyone except the werewolves. So they're going to pull the wraiths up to the line. So it's now 5 versus 5 on the line. And they have 3 linemen and the ghoul runner. 1 lineman goes to the line on the right side, over in the right wide zone. 1 on the left. Going to pull 2 into the left wide zone. Is that ghoul runner going up the line? The ghoul runner is going up to the line. So going right up to the line here. BB Nut, welcome to the stream. BB Nut asks, 2 games tonight? No, 3 games tonight. And this is game number 1. Wow, good 50-50 catch by Charles Windsor. Turn 9 now for Entanglements. Run Bad with the raid. Thank you very much for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome to game 1 of 3 this evening. Thank you, Run Bad. Appreciate your kindness. Welcome all to the stream. Very important week here in the competition. Week 8 of 9 in regulation as teams duke it out to try to finish in the top 2 spots of their division to guarantee that they make the cut to the top 8. Otherwise, they're trying to be one of the 2 best remaining teams to make the cut. PB Nut says it's like a full NFL Sunday. That's right. Good knockdown on the line here against Richard Mastiff. T-Dye gets Nice Biscuits, gets a push out of this. Black Wolf, welcome to the stream. Black Wolf says, oh yeah, 3 games of MAML. It's my Friday. Heck yeah. I was going to say it's my Friday too because it's Friday, but it's not Friday. It's Thursday. My Friday is in fact Friday. BB Nut says, what's the playoff clinch scenarios this week? It's still wide open. And it's wide open because these final weeks have a lot of top teams facing off against each other. BB Nut says it's Friday. All right. For some of us, it's Friday. Fair enough. There's a lot of top teams facing off against each other. So anybody who can't finish with 12 points is mathematically eliminated. But there's still a lot of teams that are still in the running. Grave Mistake says, I live in the future. So it's actually Friday for me. Let me know what it's like. Because if it's bad, I don't know, man. I might take the day off. Thrower's going to move up to the 6-yard line here after the blitz over in the right wide zone. Pat Cloverhitch, the 1 remaining blitzer on this Imperial Nobility roster, moves downfield. Setting up a cage here on their own 4-yard line. Entanglements back on the bonus clock. They're down to 5 minutes, 11 seconds. And that'll be the end of the turn. Turn 9 now for the Goodest boys. Goodest Boys strike back. Currently the #1 team in Division A, and they're trying to keep it that way. Looking to pick up some crucial wins here to try to guarantee their spot in the top 8. After week 9, 8 teams will remain. They will duke it out in a seeded single elimination bracket. The 2 finalists will earn an invitation to our championship invitational at the end of the season. But other teams may qualify depending on how that bracket shakes out. So very important games coming up here. This is competition number 2 of 3 of our open competitions of the season. If you would like to participate with us, our open competition, our 3rd and final open competition of the season will start probably in about 4 weeks or so. And there's a link to our Discord. You can hang out in our Discord. If you want to participate, just give me a shout. I'm AV Unit 2. Send me a message. Say, hey, I want to sign up for the next competition. I'll put you on the list. When that when registration opens for that competition, I'll send you instructions on how to register. It's really easy to do. I'll also, or we'll also have instructions posted in our MAML announcements channel. And you can compete with us. Our league is structured in such a way that even if you miss these first 2 competitions, you still stand a good shot at making the championship. Just got to make it to the finals of a competition. Good arm break on the right side here. Gets a stun on Pat Cloverhitch. I don't know if they'll be able to really capitalize on that. Was looking to really remove this final blitzer. Electra Smith says, grave mistake. Since you live in Friday, do you know who wins today? Goodest Boys back on the bonus clock. They have 6:46 on the bonus clock. That's that attaboy. There you go, grave mistake. Grave mistake understands. It's like, I do, but listen, it's going to cost you. PD Poos, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Entanglements with their first block here in turn 10. Got a pal against Tosa Smith. Looking for that 10+ against his Flesh Golem. Flesh Golem also with that stand firm skill. A good control piece. Again, playing this Imperial... Oh, there's another failed foul appearance roll. Playing this this Imperial Nobility team means you really need to be on point with your positioning. That's how you get the most efficacy out of the team. They are a control team. It can be really hard to do, especially for newer coaches. Konkyo, clearly not a new coach. Retreats the ball from the line here. Moves that ball all the way back to the 16-yard line over in the left wide zone. Bad Dog demanding death. Bad Dog also wants the Telestrator of Doom. BB Nut says, do you want to hear something sickening? I'm going to a 1.1 million mixed teams tournament. I'm already sickened. My roster's 2 Amazon blockers, 2 Amazon blitzers, 5 Amazon line women, 2 foxes, 2 gnome beastmasters, 3 rerolls, and an Apo. That is gross. Mr. Rocker Crocker, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for the 5 stream streak. I appreciate. Oh boy, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was not an oh boy as in oh god he's here. That was an oh boy as in both wraiths succeed their foul appearance roll. Knocked out on Richard Mastiff over on the right side of the line. Turn 10 for the Goodest Boys as a bit of a scrum is formed without the ball here at the line of scrimmage. Purple Chest says, that's gross. I'm going to a very vanilla event this Saturday. I feel it might be for locals, but we'll see. I mean, 35 minutes sounds local enough to me. I hope it's fun. I hope you have a good time. Purple Chest with the follow. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Minute 20 left on the clock here for the Goodest boys. Mr. Rocker says, oh, imagine having events in a 35-minute drive. Yeah, I'm in the same boat, man. 1 minute, 5 seconds left on the clock. Goodest boys taking their die rolls here. Got a pal looking for an 8+ with claws against Yvonne Cross Stitch. This is the number 12 bodyguard. Didn't get the armor break. You know what, PP Nut? You're not wrong. PP Nut says, you're an American. 6 hours is local for you. I mean, you're not that wrong. Like, WBC, the World Board Gaming Championship, was a few weeks ago. That's like 3 hours away. And that's kind of local. 26 seconds ago here in turn 10. The Goodest boys not getting overly aggressive here on defense. This will work out due to the block skill. Breaks armor. Gets a stun. Don't think they'll be able to capitalize on this stun. Moop says, what a mess of a center. A bunch of foul appearance, sidestepped and stand firm on both sides, and finally some fend thrown in the mix. Yeah, this is gnarly. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, tomorrow I drive 2.5 hours to Massachusetts, then I get in a vehicle to drive another 5 hours to New Jersey. That is a lot of driving. Blitz by the Ghoul Runner. 2-die blitz against Cole Carrickben Jr. Gets a push out of this. Cliffy says, Fend is a skill I initially thought wasn't great, but it's grown on me. If used well, it can really keep pressure off the secondary. Fend's, I mean, play against Fend enough and you'll learn to hate it as an opponent, right? Because it's so hard to open up your opponent. One die against Bull Noose. Rolls into double skulls after the reroll. That will be a turnover. Oh, and he got KO'd! No! Oh, it's all tied up on the pitch now. It's 10v10. Entanglements now on turn 11. Took the one die, spent a reroll, and lost the Wraith all in one turn. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, the longest drive I've done for a tourney and why I think NAF TS areas are too large. Yeah, I mean, that's a long way. Electric Man says, a couple of weeks back I had to drive 7 hours over to Baltimore to pick up my wife and drive back another 7 hours. Like, pick her up from, BWI. Spider says, ask my local game store about Blood Bowl supplies. He acted offended. Clavia says, I've never seen Blood Bowl supplies at my local game store. We have a bunch, which is nice. We have like a Warhammer store, but there used to be another third-party Games Workshop store. They don't exist anymore, sadly. But you can still find them. We have a store called Games and Stuff. They have Blood Bowl supplies. I think Third Eye Games has Blood Bowl as well. I haven't been down there in a while, though. Purple Chest says, we have a local Warhammer store. I'm in the UK, no Blood Bowl. Oh, that's unfortunate. Our local Warhammer store has, I would say a decent selection of Blood Bowl stuff. It's maybe, I would say maybe a 4 foot area. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4-foot shelves and 6 4-foot shelves worth of Blood Bowl stuff. So I think it's pretty decent. Entanglements on the bonus clock here. They've put Pat Cloverhitch very well down pitch to the opposing 24-yard line. Might be trying to pull some of these defensive players off the line. Took a one die against Pleather. The number 13 rookie lineman gets a knockdown out of this. Mr. Rock, ooh, got the armor break. Only got a stun out of it, though. That's the kicker that's stunned. Mr. Rocker Cracker says, the FGS where I run my BB event does not stock BB product, but they do carry all the other GW stuff. My FLGS has an okay selection, but you really need to order if you want anything. My GW store told me they just buy BB stuff online. I don't understand why Games Workshop... I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not I'm not part of the executive team, but they really seem like they only focus on like 40K, Age of Sigmar, and maybe occasionally 30K. And all their other products, they're just like, nah, don't worry about marketing those. Don't worry about stocking those. Don't worry about putting any content on Warhammer Plus. Like, I don't understand that. Why are you selling it then? Fiendish Fairy, welcome to the stream, Fiendish Fairy. Whoa, I just lost it. Fiendish Fairy said there are 2 stores that sell BB stuff in my local town. That's cool. Unforgiven Ireland, I remember it this time. They only had 5 box teams in the Warhammer store in Dublin. Unforgiven Ireland says, BB are the outsiders to them. We don't buy back in much. Yeah, I suppose that's true. Purple Chest says, in the UK, 2 real types of Warhammer, the big ones in proper shopping centers, and the local ones tend to open once the school shuts, so 3:30 to 7 or 8, and just sell homoerotic 40K stuff to confuse teen boys. Mr. Rocker Cracker says, we have 1 GW store in our state. The local stores have to carry the bulk of our BB product. I don't know how many Warhammer stores there actually are in my state. Oh, no. I imagine there are a few, but I only know of 1. So in my state, like, Games Workshop, way back in the day, like in the 80s and 90s, had a distribution center here in Columbia, Maryland, which was awesome. Con kill. Now, after that turnover, they're on the verge of being free and clear here down the left wide zone. Here's the one die to get the pal nice biscuits, and there it is. Doesn't even really need the armor break here. These linemen are so slow. Knocking them down means they get 1 point of MA to move on the following turn. Unforgiven Island says most Blood Bowl players are older, have kids, or live in confined spaces, so we don't buy as much. I think it's also just the... Well, that's not true. But I was going to say, I think it's just the nature of the game. But I guess not. I don't know. But even so, like... You can still market it. like I'm not asking for a $4 million marketing spend. I just put an episode on Battle Report. You know? It's just something. 2 rushes for Charles Windsor to move downfield to the opposing 12-yard line. How's the Old World doing? Is the Old World selling? Is the Old World still around even? I haven't kept up with it. Not the original, but I mean like the replacement. Yeah. Oh, is it really? So I really like 30K. I really like 30K a lot. But Saturnine, huh? Yeah. Turn 12 now for the Goodest boys. I was in. We had this one store. It's unfortunately closed now, but it was like a third-party Warhammer. They were focused on Games Workshop stuff, and some like older, like mom, like a mom that had like, I guess a teen that had grown up and left the house or whatever, was selling all of his old stuff, and it was like old Hammer, like stuff from like, you know, the mid 80s and stuff. And I wanted all of it. I wasn't gonna squash the deal they were making, but man, it was hard to bite my tongue. I really wanted to walk up to her and I'm like, I will buy all of that. And I will pay you more than they will. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, I was supposed to paint my team Tuesday. I mean yesterday. Or today. Well, they're primed. Ready for tomorrow. Goodest boys strike back in a predicament here. They had a key turnover here a couple of turns ago, and now they find themselves well behind the ball with not a lot of opportunity to get on the ball. They're going to go for the 2-die blitz here. They got the knockdown thanks to tackle. Big armor break. And now they can mark the ball. Well done. Turn 13 for Entanglements. They are in scoring position right now. One rush would get them in the end zone. They're 3+ dodge to a 2+ rush. But yeah, they're going to blitz away the werewolf here. Got the POW. They might even hang out for a turn if this works out. Got the POW here. They might hang out for a turn regardless. Yeah, I don't think they need to risk the rush here. But once they get on the board here, we're in the fourth quarter. They have all but put this game away. Oh, he's just going to score on the rush. Well done. Entanglements increased their lead 2-0. Very well done by Conkill. Yeah, BB Nut says, just score 2-0 up as Knobs is going to be hard to score on. Yeah, I think that's right. Clyface agrees. Says, yeah, I think scoring's the right choice. So 1 quarter to defend against this Necro team, and the Necro team has to score twice just to draw. Mediocre greatness says I dedicate this win to Elder Bruno's playoff hopes. So it looks like the Goodest boys strike back are going to pick up their first loss. It's not over yet. There is a full quarter to play, but they're well behind the ball, so to speak, at this point. Pick up their first loss in this competition, but not to fear, they're still at the top of the leaderboard. They're in first place with 14 points in Division C. Purple Chest says we need to see an aggressive 2-turn attempt here. Yes, we do. If they stand any chance of drawing this game, I think that's right. Prayer to Nuffle. Prayer to Nuffle. Hey, who's getting a point of AV? It's going to go to the Goodest boys, and it's going to be on Jones Chihuahua. Now up to a standard 9 AV. The ball was kicked to the left sideline. All the way down to the 18-yard line. Is that? No, that's not the 18-yard line. That's the 16-yard line. That's how math works. So a little bit of a scary ball pickup. First block of the drive will be a foul against Yvonne cross-stitch. Moob says, couldn't really ask for a better kick for the nobility. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. BB Nuts says, Fishy Fiends and Philosopher's Song can really mess up the division if they both win this week. Yes, they can. I've got to play one of them. I'm not looking forward to... I mean, I'm looking forward to it. It's Blood Bowl, but I'm not feeling confident. T9 block against Town Square, not here. Takes the push. That'll be a stand firm. Moob says, Philosopher's Song and Goodest Boys play next week. This likely loss makes the game have huge playoff implications. Fivey says, I think I just broke a personal record by watching the same game now from my 5th different device. Good armor break here. Well, is it a good armor break? I guess. The ball's so far away. It's on the sideline. It's going to be scary on the 3+ pickup. Life says phone, tablet, laptop, workout computer, and now gaming computer. I turned on my TV the other day, and under the recommended TV shows and videos or whatever, it showed the last MAML game. It showed this thumbnail that said Telestrator of Doom. It was the best thing ever. Mediocre greatness reminds us he's still packing a reroll. Yes, indeed he is. Festoon says, I think it's really cool that it's still nail-biters across the divisions. I do too, man. I love hype situations like this. Back on the bonus clock now for the Goodest boys. They've got plenty of time to think this turn through. But if they have any hope of coming out of this without a loss, they need to book it. Purple Chest says, you've got some time to browse there via smart TV. What are you doing? 3+ pickup works out, so that ball stays on the pitch. Laffy says the playoff spots are still very much in play here, even in week 8. Yeah, there's lots of teams still viable, and not even like remote chances. I mean, there's various probabilities, of course, but there's a lot of teams that still have good chances, I would say, of making the cut. Turn 14 now for Entanglements. Rube says, no scoring threat for a turn 14 score, I think puts this game to bed. Yeah, I think I agree here, because that means the very best he's going to do is turn 15. That's one turn back for the opponent. Yes, he still has a kicker, but that leaves one turn left for you. I just don't see it happening. Flavia says, I am one of those remote chances. PB Nut says, when do I need to give you the details of my replacement team as my Nurgle sit out season 3? Just when registration opens for the Dungeon Bowl. Yeah, you can just register with the new team. Failed dodge on the line here. Failed the pro roll, so that'll be a turnover. Turn 14 now for the Goodest boys. Yeah, so that's one of the rules we have here that we mentioned earlier in the game. BB Nut was asking. So BB Nut has qualified for the Blood Bowl with his Nurgle team, and wants to run a different team, which is totally legal for our third open competition. And then if you run multiple teams, let's say you run a Chaos team in our first open, you run a Lizard team in our second open, and you run a Goblin team in our third open. Let's say you qualify for 2 of them. Whichever team you qualify the highest with is the one you'll play. So you have lots of opportunities to try different things out and try to maybe get a team into a good spot and then just sort of tuck it in the back pocket while you play something else. PP says threatens to morgue us all. 2-die block by Sam Corkington over on the left side here, trying to get the surf. Oh, he can't get the surf to defend. Of course. Warmaster 1969 says, BB Nuts trying to go for the Triple Crown. We have never, ever had a coach win 2 back-to-back competitions, let alone the entire season. It'd be pretty hyped to see it happen. Good handoff here to Robert Schnauzer. Got a couple of dodges to try to get in the end zone. Can't get in the end zone this turn, though. Fails the 50-50 dodge. The werewolf stays on the pitch, but that's going to be a turnover. Turn 15 for Entanglements. I think they've got this game in the bag. BB says challenge accepted. I think it would be awesome. HX the Riot says, you're gonna morgue us? Don't make me go there. The moldy deli rats are dying to play. Good recovery here by the defense. Hands the ball off into the hands of Charles Windsor. I think he can do this, right? Yeah, he can get another touchdown out of this. Very well done by Con Kill. Touchdowns are not just SPP for your players, but they also count for standings. So every touchdown is important. 2-die uphill against Sam Corkington's going to be a skull. That'll be the end of the turn. That player is safe. He's taking a rest. He's fine. Clevy says, the 2 years I made it to the Blood Bowl, I played something different after I qualified Goblins 1 year and Halflings the other. Yeah, I think that's a fun way to go. BB Nut says I'm probably playing Halflings in the Dungeon Bowl. Blood Bowl is one of the very few games where I like every single faction. I'm not saying they're all good, but I like they're fun. You know what I mean? Like, it's fun to watch an ogre team bonehead 4 players on a turn. You know what I mean? Unlike like a fighting game where I'm just like, no, I don't like anything about that character. I don't want to play against them. I don't want to play as them. Yeah. There isn't. BB Nut says I don't. Fuck Underworld. Fuck Snotlings. Unforgiven Ireland says, "'Tis a silly game for silly people." I definitely qualify that. I think Underworld's fine. What's wrong with Underworld? I mean, they're fine now. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, hating Snotlings is essentially just hating shenanigans. I love shenanigans. 44 seconds ago here, turn 15 for the Goodest boys. They're down 2 touchdowns. They're not going to recover. Shenanigans are the best shenanigans. That's right. Jones Chihuahua moves down pitch here to try to scare Charles Windsor into failing these rushes. Entanglements, they have a reroll available for the thrower. They're going to roll some dice first. They have plenty of rerolls left. A 2-die against the werewolf. It's going to be a push. I have yet to actually see the new goblin. I don't remember what they're called, but like the hang glider goblin. I've yet to see those actually played. Conkill looking for some blocks. Not sure what else to take here. Clifey says, why is he running these players around? I don't know. Failed the rush. Has a reroll here. There it is. Well done. 3-0. Entanglement increases their lead in this game. Very well done. You said in the pregame that this was a hard game, hard team to coach, and I think that's still true. And Conkill showing exactly how you can do it effectively. Going up against the #1 team in the division and taking a 3-0 lead with 1 turn left unless there is a timeout. Ajax Rice says, my TD diff is getting better by the second and I'm not even playing. Moob says 0-3 loss really hurts TDD for tie breaks if it comes to that. Yes, indeed it does. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, 1 second a ghoul has the ball, the next will be an ad, and the knobs are scoring. Doom Diver, that's what it's called, the Doom Diver. Yeah, I've never seen it actually played. I guess that's why. Goodest boys strike back, hoping for a timeout. Oh, maybe they're not hoping for a timeout as they're putting everybody on the line. Changing weather's not going to get anything out of this. It will be a touchback. They will not be able to score. They're going to get 3 blocks on the line and maybe even a GG foul if Old Gamer Mike is inclined to do so. Wait, the Doom Diver was in BB 2016? I don't even remember that. Three die against Floyd Trucker Hitch. Just gets a push here. Looking for SPP at this point. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, I used the diver in my tabletop league. Found out a week after that stunty does not work on the diver. Yikes. Three die against the #7 rookie. 7+ will break armor here on the... Oh! Well, that's a way to gain some SPP. Regen kicks in, but he still earns 2 SPP on the re-death. Replays of core. Praying to Nuffle. It's Mr. Stelio Curl. You know, I gotta say, I'm starting to see, You know what? The Goodest Boys, they just have better salaries. They have better signing bonuses. Like, I could see why people want to play. I understand one of the prerequisites can be a little nasty. You do have to die first. But, I mean, I think it might be worth it. I think it might be worth it. That'll be the end of the game. Oh, Entanglements will pick up 3 touchdowns, but the Goodest Boys will pick up a new player. 3-0 the final of this one. Oh, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. So the Goodest Boys Strike Back are going to pick up their first loss in this competition, but they're still at the head of the pack. They're 4-2-0, and we've got 2 more games to play tonight. Our next game is scheduled for about 37 minutes from now, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to keep the stream going. We will kick over to our timer in about 20-ish minutes. We'll probably make it a 5-minute timer or something. Then we'll kick into our pregame, and then we'll get into game number 2, and then game number 3 will follow immediately after that. I think in the meantime, what we'll do is our next game coming up, this is actually a rematch due to a bug in the game. So let's watch some of that first game. We'll go over the bug, and then we'll kick into our countdown timer, and then we'll get into game number 2. So let me set that up real quick.